You arrive, and Earth is already dead. Not destroyed, not exploded, just empty, silent. But here's the strange part. Nothing obvious tells you why. No cities, no ruins, no signs of panic. Just a planet that feels abandoned, like everyone left on purpose. So what happened? And more importantly, when did it start? Rewind. Not a billion years. Not a million. Just 10,000. That's where the first crack appears. A tiny flaw called the decamillennium bug. Systems fail. Dates break. Infrastructure glitches. It sounds harmless, almost boring. But think about it. A civilization built on data, suddenly unable to trust time itself. And that's when things begin to slip. But that's not even the craziest part. Because while technology struggles, humanity changes. Completely. Genetics blend. Differences vanish. Skin, hair, features, evenly distributed across the planet. For the first time in history, humans begin to look the same. Unity, finally, right? Or something else entirely. And then language begins to die. Fast. At 20,000 years, nothing you speak today survives. Words mutate. Meanings collapse. Entire cultures become unrecognizable echoes. So here's the question. If you can't understand the future, are you even part of it? And this is where it gets weird. Because Earth itself starts to push back. 50,000 years in, the ice returns. Glaciers creep. Temperatures drop. Landscapes freeze over like a reset button has been pressed. A new ice age. And somehow, that's just the beginning. But here's where everything starts accelerating. 50,000 years turns into hundreds of thousands, and Earth stops feeling stable. It starts feeling alive. In 250,000 years, a volcano rises from the ocean floor. Slowly, silently, until one day, it breaks the surface. A brand new island is born. Creation, right in front of you. But that creation comes with a cost. Because what builds can also destroy. And then it happens. 500,000 years in. A shadow appears in the sky. An asteroid. Massive. Unstoppable. And here's the terrifying part. Even if humanity sees it coming, stopping it isn't guaranteed. Impact. Firestorms ignite across continents. The sky turns black. Breathing becomes impossible. Civilization doesn't collapse slowly. It collapses instantly. But somehow, that's still not the end. Because what happens next changes everything. 1 million years into the future, Earth erupts from within. A supervolcano. Not just an eruption, a planetary wound. Ash blocks the sun. Temperatures crash. Life struggles to survive in a world choking on its own atmosphere. And here's the twist. This has happened before. 70,000 years ago, humanity almost didn't make it. So now ask yourself, how many times can a species get lucky? And this is where it gets bigger. Because the threat isn't just Earth anymore. It's space. 2 million years into the future. Humanity is no longer on one planet. It's scattered across the solar system. Mars, moons, artificial habitats drifting in the void. At first, it sounds like survival, expansion, progress, evolution. But here's the strange part. Separation changes things. Populations adapt to different worlds, different gravity, different atmospheres. And slowly, quietly, they stop being the same species. Humans don't just evolve, they split. So now the question isn't, will humans survive? It's, which version of humans will? And while humanity fractures, Earth keeps changing. 10 million years in, a continent tears itself apart. Africa splits open, forming a new ocean. 50 million years. Continents collide. Mountains rise higher than anything you've ever seen. The planet reshapes itself like it's restless, unfinished. And then, another twist. Space isn't calm either. Mars loses its balance. Its moon shatters. Rings form around the planet like Saturn. Beautiful, but violent. Everything is in motion. Everything is temporary. And this is where it gets unsettling. Because even the things that feel permanent aren't. Not even continents. Not even planets. And definitely not us. By 100 million years, another asteroid hits. Not small. Not survivable. The kind that erased the dinosaurs. Again, Earth resets itself like it's following a pattern. Creation, destruction, repeat. But here's the part no one expects. The real danger isn't rocks. It's light. Hundreds of millions of years into the future. A gamma ray burst. Invisible. Silent. Traveling across space. If it hits Earth, the ozone layer tears apart. Radiation floods the surface. Life doesn't get a warning. It just ends. And that's when things truly begin to fall apart. 600 million years. The moon drifts away, far enough that total solar eclipses disappear forever. Something so familiar gone, just like that. But this is where it gets terrifying. The sun is changing, slowly getting brighter, hotter, and Earth can't adapt fast enough. Temperatures rise, plate tectonics slow, then stop. The planet's internal engine begins to die, and without it, Earth loses its ability to recycle life. But that's not even the worst part, because the real collapse is still coming. And it doesn't start with fire. It starts with silence. 800 million years into the future, plants disappear, not because they're eaten, not because they're destroyed, but because the air itself betrays them. Carbon dioxide drops too low. Photosynthesis stops. No plants means no oxygen. No oxygen means no complex life. The planet doesn't explode. It suffocates, slowly, quietly, until nothing recognizable remains. And then, 1 billion years, you finally arrive. And now you understand what you saw at the beginning. The silence, the emptiness, the absence. Earth isn't destroyed. It's finished. The sun burns 10% brighter. Temperatures soar past survivable limits. Oceans evaporate into the sky, leaving behind dry scars where life once thrived. The atmosphere turns thick, heavy, unbreathable. A greenhouse prison with no escape. And here's the final twist. Humans didn't die here. They couldn't, because staying meant extinction. So they left, long before this moment, spread across distant worlds, or vanished into something we wouldn't even recognize anymore. Which leaves one final question. If you stood on this future Earth and looked up at the stars, would you still be looking for humans? Or wondering if they're already looking back at you?